Outbound lead generation, LinkedIn standard operating procedure for digital marketing agencies, consultant firms, and other B2B businesses. Guys, I'm really excited to have you here in this video because I'm about to share with you the complete framework, the strategy that you will use for getting those outbound leads with predictability. Why is this such a valuable presentation? Well, because when I ran my own SEO link building agency, finding those high quality clients, high ticket clients like those whale clients was always a challenge. And really understanding the entire business to business cycle takes a while. And it's really like a puzzle, right? So once you get all these little things connected, everything starts working together. But up until then, you kind of like trying to figure stuff out as you go. And this is the hardest and the least appealing process. So I really want to help you out as much as I can and connect the dots for you in this presentation. So who is this for? Well, first and foremost, digital marketing agencies. If you have an SEO agency, if you're on a PPC agency, if you have any other form of like agency, like a digital PR or any of that sense, this is the thing for you. Consultant firms, consultancies, this is a great presentation for you guys as well. And any other B2B services, say like software as a service companies, SaaS companies, and so on and so forth. So the traditional lead generation way. Before I want to show you my thing, I want to show you the standard approach for getting, like the way that 99.5% of all lead generation services operate, no matter what they say. So create 5 inboxes, then warm them up, send 500 templated emails per day, and spice things up with some dumb, annoying follow-ups like, oh, did you read my last email? And I don't want to kind of poop on these ones, but the problem with these is that they make no sense from the communication standpoint, from the psychology of how we interact with humans. Imagine like the example of a typical email that goes to this, like, hey, we are this company and we help these people do this, and then we work with these other guys. Let us help you out, get on a call, let's chat, let's connect. Makes no sense, right? It really makes no sense, because if you look at this scenario in a real world setting, like imagine you're walking on the street. You're walking on the street, and then all of a sudden there's a guy jumping out at you, or girl, out from the crowd, and they're like, yo, stop. We have this amazing offer for you. Like, we can see that you have hair, and how about we cut your hair right now? And it's just such a good offer, and this is how much it is, and so on and so forth. And even if you look legit, even if you have all these accolades and social proof, even if you have a barbershop right there beside you, the chances that people look at you like, are you mad? Like, I'm going somewhere right now, minding my own business, thinking about the stuff, thinking about paying the bills, thinking about, I don't know, a sick dog or something wrong at work, like whatever. And all of a sudden, there's somebody jumping on at you with some funky offer. You look at them like they're a madman, and just go on and stop. Don't just like speed up and just walk out of there. However, when it comes to internet setting, for some reason it all changes. People start thinking it's like, yeah, man, like we're going to get those 5 inboxes, warm them up, and then start sending 100 emails per day per inbox, and like automate it, like get all those prospects scraped from LinkedIn or any other resource, and just send all those follow-ups. And then, yeah, that's how we're going to nail this. This is not how this works, especially right now when everybody's doing this. This is crazy. Okay, this is madness. So instead of doing all this stuff, I suggest you do the wise outbound lead generation. The idea behind this is that it kind of focuses on, if you're familiar with this concept, there's like this concept which is called 1000 true fans. And there's also another one called 100, like Dream 100. So the idea is the same. You really, as an agency, as a consultancy, as a B2B company, you really are not looking to get massive amounts of clients. I mean, You may be, and that's totally fine. But in reality, is that for there's like the stats for digital marketing agencies. It's like a median amount of clients that is there to help you optimize for profitability is around 20. And a lot of people believe it's even less, like agency owners. They look at 10 to 20. So in reality, you don't need many clients. You just need to charge a lot more money. So this is the real secret. So instead of like harassing hundreds and hundreds of people on a daily basis, you would instead use wise outbound lead generation, this which I'm about to present you right now. So you have to be very, very careful with first the ICP, the ideal customer profile. And I cannot stress just how important this is. And ICP is something that you have to really dive into yourself before you even outsource any sort of lead generation to a third company. You shouldn't be doing this before you figure this stuff out internally. Because if you cannot figure this out internally, they will not figure it out for you. Yeah. You can show these guys the processes that you are using to acquire the clients that you're getting, and then maybe they'll take you to the next level. But if you haven't figured it out yourself, I highly recommend, as an owner of the company or as a chief marketing officer, you have to really look into the ICP, and you have to do this manual stuff because it really evolves a lot around going to LinkedIn and looking through just dozens of different companies. And while you look at them, you look at their websites, you look at the people, at the decision makers, you start understanding what's going on behind the scenes a lot better. You look at them, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So as you interact with these companies, you kind of understand it better yourself. This is just so, so important. And like, when I work with clients, I literally like we're not moving any we're not going forward unless we have a clear understanding on an ICP. Who is our ideal customer profile? So of course there's some um, demographics involved in terms of like the company size and their headquarters and the amount of employees the companies have. These are all LinkedIn filters. But it also you also have to check out their websites and understand what's going on, what exactly is the service that they're offering. Because if you are an SEO service and you reach out to a company that only wants to run ads, I mean, it's a waste of time to offer them SEO services. So you really have to understand different layers of pitching of your ideal customer profile. It's very, very important because if they're not qualified, the rest of it doesn't work out. So once you have your ICP figured out, you have to really force it. Yeah, you have to really weed out anybody who is not a part of your ICP. Okay, anybody. That is just so strict. It must be forced. Then you build up a bulletproof offer, and the bulletproof offer, the closer you can, the closer you can get to actually businesses helping businesses to earn money, yeah, or save them, like, or reduce their costs, the easier it is to sell your offer. Yeah, because if you can come in and say, yo, we help your business get, $20,000 more every single month. So we help you to increase your um, monthly recurring revenue by 20K in 3 months. And we're going to charge you 15,000 for this right now. And you have all the social proof and you have all the testimonials and you have all those case studies. It's a no-brainer. Okay, so the closer you can put yourself to the money, yeah, to showing how you can make your clients money, the easier it is to sell. Okay, and you can also play with time. So the quicker you can get the result, generally the more expensive it would be, and the likelihood of achieving that results, again, this is attained by the social proof, the testimonials, the stuff that you've done before. And this is why this is going back to the first point. Yeah, forcing ICP. This is why it is so important to pick um, ideal customer profile, which usually is a niche within a niche. So, for example, you're not just working with SaaS companies, but you're working with document management SaaS companies. Yeah. So, if you pick these guys, creating a portfolio, getting all those testimonials is so much quicker once you focus on this very, very specific type of client. Then you can build a bulletproof offer for them. So once you've got that bulletproof offer, you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile, because we are going to build up your LinkedIn profile based on what you're doing already, like for your clients. And this is an important point, but the reality is that that's why I don't really have it in bold, because it really is a consequence of the first 2 points. Okay, forcing the ICP and creating a bulletproof offer for that ideal customer profile, and then based on that, you just optimize your LinkedIn profile. That's an easy one. Once you do that, you actually find and verify the businesses. And I covered this in during the first point, the ICP part. Finding and verifying businesses, because you are a B2B company. You are selling business to business. So instead of looking for people on LinkedIn, you first search for companies. Okay. And that makes the search so much easier, because instead of trying to contact 2,000 people that work in different companies, and you have no idea how many companies are in the area for your specific ICP. Instead, you flip the switch and you actually search for the company. So you find, say, 2,000 companies that fit your ICP, and then you're like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. So while you look through them, you will weed some out, but you end up with, say, 1,200 companies that fit your ICP. They're perfect for you. So, and it makes it so much easier, because now you have a very clear target. You know how many companies you have to go through, and it makes it so much easier. So much easier, like the tracking, and you can say, oh, in a day we can reach out and connect with 50 of those decision makers, and this is the next point. Yeah, out of those 1,200. So it will only take us, say, 20 days to go through like 1,000 of those. Yeah, and then guess what? And this is something I will cover further. But you do not actually need to get that funnel really wide, because you really want to work on this business development, because acquiring new clients is the most expensive things you can do, is the most expensive thing you can do. So instead of trying to acquire the new client, you want to spend time and develop the companies that haven't bought from you yet. But I'll cover that in a moment. And then once you find and verify the decision makers, you connect with them, and of course you build rapport. And connecting with them is pretty easy. Just send a connection request. And building rapport is something that I'm not exactly covering in this video, but I have created a video on the subject of how to reach out to your ideal clients on LinkedIn in seven steps. So check it out. Now, this is the outbound lead generation standard operating procedure, what it actually looks like. So there are certain components of this. Once you have really forced the ICP, built the offer, now this is when the fun begins. So you have to have a continuous flow of these prospects, and you have to be connecting with qualified prospects on a daily basis. Yeah, having somebody, and I have included the VA here because it's actually a pretty simple process to teach you a VA once you figure it out yourself. And I insist on this every time, because when I get the agency owners to look for their ideal customers on LinkedIn, they, like, 10 times out of 10 times, they really figure out that it makes it so much easier for them to understand their ideal client. So I really insist on them doing this work for themselves at the start. Yeah, so go through like dozens and dozens of different businesses, look at the decision makers inside those businesses, inside those companies. And once they understand this process, and it really takes like maybe 2 weeks to do this, because it really takes a while. And once you understand this, perfect, you can train your VA, because it's fairly simple and it's fairly repetitive. So you really don't want to be wasting time on that then after all. Now the sales development part kicks in. This is all about starting those conversations, because as you send those connection requests with the representatives of your ideal customer profiles, you will have people connecting, um, accepting your connection request. And this is when you have to start those conversations. And again, this is something I'm not covering in this video, but there is a whole process. It's fairly simple once you figure it out, once you understand the way it works. You can use this to start the conversations with your potential clients, and while being genuine, you can go straight to the point and basically tell them what you're up to and what you're looking to do. This sort of thing, I would imagine you would be doing this at the very start, again, just to see, just to understand how this stuff is going. But you can of course get the sales development sales dev to do this work for you, and then there will be like a sales dev and a satter as well. They can get those sales calls lined up for you as a result. So this is the outbound lead generation standard operating procedure in a nutshell. So here are some KPIs just for you to really understand this, the maths behind this process. So you would be adding between 400 and 800 connections per month. Yeah. So this is the capacity that LinkedIn allows you to add if you have, if I'm not mistaken, if you have LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Because if you do not have LinkedIn Sales Navigator, your weekly connection request limits are lower. I think they might be around 400, to be honest. I'm not sure, but I think they might be around 400. With LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can go up all the way up to 800, if I'm not confused. Again, I'm saying if I'm not confused because it really depends on your profile sometimes. If you've got a mature profile, so it's been out there for a while, you've been posting content, you've got 10K followers, then LinkedIn is more um, given in this regard. Yeah, and if you have a fresh profile, well, I guess I would imagine, that it's more, LinkedIn is more strict on those connection requests. Out of those 400 to 800 connections that you will be connecting, and by the way, like, just to give you, this is your ideal customers. Yeah, so this is not like some random folks you have to kind of filter throughout afterwards. These are your ideal customers. So even in a month, at the 20% conversion rate, which is a standard conversion rate, even if you just send connection requests without any form of personalization, which is something I recommend. Do not personalize your connection requests. You get 100 to 200 new contacts on a monthly basis, and this is crazy because in reality, like, if you do everything right, if you really spend some time and filter out all those people before even sending connection requests, like, these are 100 to 200 ideal customers that you have. So you've got those customers in place. So in reality, only 3% of these people are ready to buy in the moment. They're looking for solutions. Granted, they're not going necessarily looking to buy from you. Yeah, that's why the conversion rates for any form of cold outbound outreach are really low, like 1%, less than 1%, depending on how good you are, how good your offer is, what's the product market fit. However, it doesn't mean that they will not be ready to buy in 1 month or in 2 months, in 3 months. This is something people really miss because they are your ideal clients. And the only reason they're not buying from you is because you haven't built up rapport with them. They are happy with their current suppliers, but they might not be happy with their current suppliers in a month or two. So this is when, you building rapport with them comes in handy. They might need more time because they're doing something internally. Yeah, so maybe they're working on their product more, or maybe they are um, busy, resolving some issue that they had internally. So all these things play in, affect these people taking making these decisions, and they're not buying from you because you offer is crap. Yeah, because it just sometimes takes a while for them to go through things. Like, I'm chatting to this wonderful potential client of mine right now, and like, I can see that I sold him the stuff that I have, but he hasn't bought it yet, and he's got, like, the reasons are, they just finished doing something that didn't work, so they need to have some time to regroup. On top of this, he is going to holidays, yeah, with his girlfriend, and on top of that, he had some medical issues from someone inside his family, so his mind is all over the place right now. So, but I'm keeping myself on top of his mind because, well, first, I'm really enjoying communicating with this person, and And then, yeah, this is how the business cycle is. Yeah, it's not like you come in, you buy a chewing gum in a store. Yeah, it takes a while. So you really have to spend some time and understand this, because you don't have to make the sale immediately. But if you maintain yourself in front of these people for a while, giving them value, helping them out, building rapport, because that's what you do by offering value, well, surprise, surprise, you'll be the first person on their list when they're ready to buy. So this is the goals for clients. Yeah. So you aim for one, two, three new clients every month based on these KPIs. So as you might imagine, the first month might be pretty dry because you would just add these 100 new connections, maybe less, maybe more, and you would have to interact with them. It doesn't mean that you will not get the first client in the first month, because very often, especially once you have a very strong offer, bulletproof offer, that is highly specific and highly relevant and based on results for your ICP, people can check out your LinkedIn profile and be like, this is exactly what I need. So the sales can happen in the first month, but do not expect anything for at least 30 to 60 days. In reality, it can sometimes take 3 to 4 months. Yeah. But you have to keep going. And then once you keep going, good things will happen. Okay. This process is nurturing process. You get those people and you interact with them, you build rapport, and as they trust you more and more, they'll just buy. It's a no-brainer. This is the important part that I'm mentioning here. This is something I just discussed, but this is the point here. So focus on business development, not adding new connection. Going back to this to these concepts that I mentioned originally, 1,000 true fans and Dream 100, you really do not need to have a lot of clients. Instead, you want to have amazing, brilliant, high ticket, whale type clients that you can charge a lot based on the offer, based on the value that you deliver. Yeah. So instead of focusing on quantity, go deeper. It allows you to really feel confident with growing your consultancy, growing your agency, because once again, once you are connected with 100, and I mean like true connected, like imagine you have 100 close friends that you're always in touch with, you touch base every like few days or maybe every week or so, not necessarily with the same people, but you've got this rolling. So if you have 100 people that you can reach out any moment in time, ask them for something, and then be there for you. So this is how powerful this is. This is something you can achieve with your potential clients, because once you've got all that rapport built up, you can, like I did, on Friday, I've got this wonderful agency that I'm almost like friends with. And I didn't even like on Thursday, I reached out to them last Thursday. I was like, man, and I didn't say hi. I was like, man, I have something I want to sell you. Do you have time for a call tomorrow? He's like, sure, let's talk in the morning, Friday morning. And we had a chat, and right now it's just that easy. Once you build up this rapport, that this is how this works. This is the end of this video. I hope I was able to introduce some ideas in your head, and so you understand how this process works. I hope it serves you well, because this video is really, really powerful. And I'll see you in the next one.